Bike lane backlash for months. People living in a Canton neighborhood have been at odds with the city and cycling advocates over a bike lane in their neighborhood. Things so heated at one point the courts nearly got involved. Now all sides are working on a compromise. WJC is live in Canton. George Solis breaks down the plans for an updated bike lane. George.
Good evening, Vic. Now, this all centers on the Potomac Street bike lane here in Canton. Now, at one point, the city did consider redesigning the lane, but advocates prevented that from happening. All sides hopeful these new proposed plans can make everyone happy. A controversial Canton bike lane is once again at the center of debate. Tuesday, city officials, bike advocates, and residents gathering together to end the so-called bike lash that's plagued the project from the start.
I think there's still people who are very upset, who want parking. But like I said, I think we can coexist, and I think not everyone's going to choose to bike, but for the people who do, they should be safe.
Parking, just one of many concerns from the neighborhood. Many lashing out over the design they claim prevents fire trucks from being able to effectively come down the road.
It's creating a safety hazard for some of our older residents that are not able to access their handicap spots anymore.
Now, a new proposal is being brought forward to address those concerns. While no plans have been set in stone, one proposal calls for having angled-in parking instead of what you see now. City transportation officials clear to point out nothing will move forward without community input.
This project has had a lot of ups and downs, and we didn't want to come out with a final plan before showing what we have.
At one point, the city had moved to tear out the bike lane and develop a new plan. In June, the bike advocacy group Bike More challenged the city to stop the demolition. The matter was settled to go to court, but both sides settled.
I don't necessarily know if we could have avoided all of the conflict that arose because there certainly was documented public input. But I think what this did is it let people know that there's plenty of opportunity to get engaged early.
Now, it's important to note that as it stands, these proposed plans will still impact parking in the area to some degree. Live in Canton tonight, George Solis, WJZ. Eyewitness News.
Okay, George, thank you. City officials say after tonight's meeting, it will take about 2 months before presenting a final plan for the bike path.